We're at the Downtime TV studios, guys. You guys know that. I'm Mike, and then Tony's back there. And today we have my man who I feel like I met you so long ago now, but I think it's been like 4 years.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Yes.
You were so excited. You were in the studio. You're like,
Yeah.
introduce yourself. How you
Yep.
were playing the league.
Yeah.
Right by the media area.
Yes.
And you flipped out. I was so excited by your energy.
Yeah.
That we did selfies
We hit it
and
off.
Stuff. Yeah. I could have stayed on track and I was a senior vice president on team marketing and business. Like it was a great job. This was a big risk.
Yeah.
Like,
Huge.
Yeah. So but again, I think all of those previous times, what's the downside?
I know.
Betting on yourself, you're doing this.
Yeah.
You could go get a job somewhere,
Yeah.
and get a 9-to-5 job,
Right.
get a great education, but taking a chance on yourself, and I think your passion will come through.
Yeah.
And it'll make you better at it.
Yeah.
And number two, you just enjoy life.
Yeah, I know. Cool. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, Brendan. What's up, dude? We are live.
Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We're at the Downtime TV studios, guys. You guys know that. I'm Mike, and then Tony's back there.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Tony?
Last show we had, who was last show?
Rob Johnson.
Rob Johnson. Great guy, head of multicultural development at Sacred Heart.
Nice.
And today we have my man who I feel like I met you so long ago now, but I think it's been like 4 years.
I remember it was yesterday.
Yes.
You were so excited. You were in the studio. You're like,
Yeah.
introduce yourself. How you
Yep.
were playing the league.
Yeah.
Right by the media area.
Yes.
And you flipped out. I was so excited by your energy.
Yeah.
That we did selfies
We hit it
and
off.
Stuff. Yeah.
We hit it off, and it's cool because obviously it's crazy because we had so many connections then with Glenn Colello. Shout out Glenn. He's been on the show. And Rich Lee, and just you moving. You'll get into it from where you moved Long Island to Fairfield for prep. And now it's Chuck, too, is a common friend of ours who's uncommonly driven. You guys know
Yes,
who
he
he
is.
He is, honestly, your local David Goggins is the best way. If you're from Fairfield County and you want to just improve in a lot of aspects of life, all aspects, honestly, he's your guy. He's the supreme disciplinary guy. But
literally a former military drill instructor.
yeah,
Yeah.
he knows what to do.
Yeah.
But we're not here about him talking about him today. We're here to talk about you. And I've always been curious. This is why I started this show, is because I love talking to people. I think everybody obviously just has such a different journey, but every journey is so beautiful. And I'm always curious how people, especially successful people, like yourself, get to where they are, and then what's next for them? Because there's always got to be a next. I feel like you got to always be chasing something. So, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here. This is very cool. Great studio, by the way.
Thank you. A lot of it's Facebook Market, the stuff you see, and a lot of it's donations, honestly, too. A lot of
done.
donations. So.
We got to hook you up with some more 2K League stuff.
Oh, I was saying it would be dope to get a jersey. I see the spot right there.
There we go.
Yeah, that would be
I'm on it.
perfect.
I'm on
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Prime real estate up there.
Yeah, literally, just waiting for it. So yeah, Brendan, talk to me about, and the folks, because you're, a big dude now. You're the managing director of the NBA 2K League. Some people could maybe be intimidated by you if they first meet you, I feel like, but you are just so welcoming. I've seen, not just with me, our personal experience, but with, you go to those events, you see you're always smiling, but people might think, wow, it's the managing director, blah, 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 this guy's I can't talk to this guy. No, this guy's the best. But I'm curious, how'd you start off? What was life like growing up? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Plainview, New York, in Long Island in Nassau County. Youngest of 6 kids.
Wow.
So in a huge sports house.
Yeah.
My dad was a huge sports fan, and I have two other brothers and I have 3 sisters. All of us were crazy into sports, and our thing was my dad would take us to, Mets games, Islander games.
So you're a Mets fan?
Huge Mets fan.
That's your guy right there.
Yeah, exactly. DeGrom all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is ridiculous, by the way.
He is
Unreal.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Absurd. So Long Island, and then right before high school, moved to Fairfield, and went to Fairfield Prep. Played hoops there. I was super excited to make the team because I just moved. I wasn't sure like what to expect.
Right.
Didn't know the coaches or anything, so I had to earn my way.
Yeah. It's always intimidating to go to a new basketball situation,
Yeah.
but even like that, it's different.
Ironically, played actually on the off season. Played for Glenn. Glenn was my coach.
Oh, that's awesome.
He coached
Where?
our summer league team.
Oh, cool.
We played at. We would go play over at the Sheehan Center.
Yep.
And then
with Wakeman, through Wakeman, or just he would just have.
He coached at Wakeman too, and I was on his team, but he coached our summer league team at Sheehan Center.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Because the high school coach wasn't allowed to coach.
Right. Yep.
So Glenn would actually coach us.
That's
and
awesome.
He was awesome.
He is.
Crazy good shooter.
Yeah, I know.
So did the prep thing. Basketball was just always a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm a basketball junkie. Like love every part of the game.
I know.
Huge Knicks fan growing up during the Ewing era.
Yeah.
And then went to Boston College, and then so during my time at BC.
Who was playing there?
So
was Chris Herron
we went to the Elite Eight. So it was Billy Curley, Howard Isley was our point guard.
Wow, what a name.
Yeah.
Howard Isley. That's
Yeah.
a throwback.
Yeah. So Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
So Howard Isley was our point guard. Billy Curley was our center. Chris Herron came.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was he?
He came actually like my junior year.
I know he's only a freshman.
But then he transferred.
I know, yeah.
He transferred.
He got
to
kicked out,
Arizona
yeah.
State. Yeah.
But his story's sick too. But
It is. But during BC, so my dream was ironically like here we are like doing the sports radio stuff.
yeah.
My dream was to be on sports radio.
Wow.
So like WFAN at the time was huge. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw like 30 for 30s on like Mike and the Mad Dogs.
I
like,
got to. That dude Barnes I was telling you about, he's
Yeah.
obsessed with Mad Dog. He's a living. To him, he's a living legend. That guy could do no wrong.
Chris Russo's awesome. And
Love Chris Russo.
Yeah, me too.
So entertaining.
And I heard a great interview with him with Howard Stern a couple months ago. You should check it out on their app.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
really good.
Yeah.
And
He's
so,
great too.
And so Chris, yeah, so that my dream was to be on sports radio. And so while I was at Boston College, I actually got an internship with sports radio WEEI in Boston,
Wow.
which is like the equivalent to the Fan in Boston.
Wow.
And like, I mean, it was cutting up highlights. My job, I literally the worst job in sports radio. My job was to answer the incoming calls and screen them and then put them on the air.
Oh.
So like you get a guy like, oh, I want to talk about baseball and steroids, and like, okay, that's all I got to work with. I put him on the air, he starts stuttering, and the host is like screaming at you.
Oh,
It's
tough.
God.
it was brutal.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
I know.
It was brutal, but it was great. It was a great first experience.
Right.
And then the EEI was the radio station for the Celtics. So like at the end of my internship, they were like, hey, great work. Like they hooked me up with the Celtics, and I did an internship right after I graduated from college for the Celtics.
Wow.
And my job, again, crazy job. My job was to take people who had seats in the old Boston Garden and show them where their seats were going to be in the Fleet Center.
Wow.
And it was terrible because like the Boston Garden, everything was like on top of the court, and then all of a sudden the Fleet Center was like a much bigger like hockey building almost.
Right.
And so yeah, but no one was happy with their new seats. But,
That's funny.
but it was still a great experience. So then the Celtics, they had like 20 people in the whole organization. They hooked me up and gave me a recommendation to the Pistons. And then so I went out to Detroit and worked for the Pistons.
Wow. What years?
97 to 02. So Grant Hill era.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Grant
you saw
Hill,
him
Joe
in his like,
Dumars.
yeah, in his like whatever prime he had.
Yeah, what hit my last year there, he was when he broke his ankle.
Oh,
And then it was like it was tough. He was
know.
recovering the entire rest of his career.
I know.
But he was ridiculous early on.
I know. It's crazy. He was a point forward before there really was a
Totally agree. Yeah.
like a dominant ball handling point. He was more dominant in that point forward role than a Scottie Pippen, I'd say. You know,
yeah, he
could
was
do
very
way
similar.
more.
Very
Yeah.
similar. But
Just short lived.
totally. So yeah, it was the Pistons. Then I went to the Milwaukee Bucks to run their suite operation. That's where I met my wife. She was working with the Bucks, Wisconsin girl. You've met Patty.
Yeah, of course.
So then went to run sales for the New Orleans Hornets, now Pelicans. Was there when Katrina hit. We literally left the office on a Friday and never came back.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. So New Orleans, and then after Katrina, I went to the Hawks. And then I was with the Hawks for 4 years, overseeing their sales operation, and then came to the NBA. And helped teams with their business operations. I was traveling every week, visiting teams, helping with their business operations.
Wow.
And then the 2K League came along, and Adam said, "Hey, what do you think? And at the time,
How did he approach you? How does Adam Silver approach you? What does he say? Is he like, does he get you? Do you go in his room? Like, do you go like? Does he call you?
he has like a conference room. He has like a conference room off of his office. So what happened was,
Seems like such a nice guy, by the way.
he is, and crazy smart.
Yeah, he
Crazy
looks
smart.
it.
So my manager at the time, this woman by the name of Amy Brooks, she's the president of innovation at the NBA. She was my manager at the time. She's like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, actually, like, it's kind of blending my two worlds. Like,
Right.
I love gaming. You know, my wife, when my son was 5, he's now 15. She got us gaming chairs when he was 5. And that was you came over our house on a weekend. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were playing like Marvel or playing, whatever.
Yeah. Anything.
Sports
The
games
newest,
for sure.
yeah, whatever was hot.
Totally.
You guys were playing it.
We were playing it, and we were sitting there, hanging out. That was our thing. Like my dad taking me to Mets games. Like my way with my son was we were gaming, right?
Right.
It's modern against
Yeah,
modern parenting.
it is.
So and the other
You
thing
gotta
is,
adapt people, you know.
totally.
Like,
And the cool thing for me that I always loved about gaming was my son has special needs, so he doesn't have the ability to necessarily play sports, as easily as maybe other kids can.
Right.
So like his way to compete though was gaming.
gaming.
So that's why when we played
Probably ridiculously good at Fortnite.
He's ridiculous. He's really, really good. So we put Fortnite, 2K.
Oh.
He's awesome at both. So anyway, so that was our thing, and it's still. And so we're doing the gaming thing, and then obviously on the business side, like I've been in sports for 2 decades, so I got the business side. So kind of brought my world together. So back to your original question, like, so what did Adam say? Adam was just like, listen, you've done, we love what you're doing. This is a great opportunity to kind of run a totally new business for us. What do you think? And I was all over it. The rest is history.
That's sick.
And then I had to interview also with the CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick.
Yep. Right.
Who, by the way, talk about Chuck. Strauss has literally written books on fitness.
Really?
He's in his low 60s. Guy's cut up, like 6-pack,
Wow.
jacked. Like, yeah, he's
I would never expect that.
a gaming guy.
Yeah.
He's CEO of Take-Two.
Wow.
But yeah, I met with him last week. He's crazy
Disciplined guy.
Disciplined guy.
Yeah. That's awesome. So it's cool because like not many people can talk about starting a league, right? Because you guys did. What was one of the hardest things before like liftoff that was tough to get started, or maybe like
Everything.
yeah.
I mean, the first year before the league started was like trying to fly, like trying to build a plane while you're in the air. Like
Wow.
it was nuts. Like
What was like the hardest thing, like,
well, just like
or one of them?
trying to find 102 players.
Yeah.
Out of a universe of 12 million people.
Yeah.
Of who play the game.
Yeah.
So we had to create the combine.
Yep. That yeah.
So
Wow.
like just like becoming, trying to become fluent in like, what 2K is capable of doing, and they had to create a whole new environment where you couldn't have 88s and 92s. Like everyone had to be equal on equal footing.
Right.
So the combine was nuts, and then like trying to come up with we had to build this like algorithm to analyze the players in the combine.
Yeah.
You know this while you were trying out.
Yeah, I know it's tough, guys. It's tough.
So there was, literally 2K created this thing was every single player had 65 stats that we were looking at every single game in the combine, and that's how we had this outside company build an algorithm to judge every player.
Right.
And it spit out 102 players.
Yeah.
And then that's how and then the draft, like I've never run a draft before.
Yeah, I know.
So
Do you get nervous when you go to the podium, or is that done now? Maybe the first one?
the first one, I mean, I would say the more nerve-wracking thing was like the media. We had like a media press conference.
yeah.
With
When everyone's
Adam,
in front of you.
between
Yeah.
Adam and Strauss.
That's so funny. We were downtime. It has been because of this guy. We've been to all the drafts, so yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that must be like whoa.
and Adam did the first pick.
Yep.
He called dimes.
Yeah.
And then from
What a
that,
moment.
and then I took over from there. And
Yeah.
it was an exhausting day, but it was. I mean, yeah. Do I get nervous? Then probably that day for sure. But
now it's like normal.
Now it's more like. Oh, plus I think our audience, like in esports, like they want a real person. Like
Yes.
they don't want corporate Brendan.
No, not at all. They want you to be chill. They want you to be the gaming dad that's like awesome to talk to.
Yeah. And it's like even like the IG, like the fact that we're doing IG live,
Yeah.
we're doing Ask Me Any things, like
Right.
that's stuff that like president of a league normally wouldn't do.
Correct.
But we have to.
Right. That's good. And it's honestly, you literally, it's destiny if you believe in it. I guess you were literally destined for this job, it seems like, with all the components and everything from the business aspect to your love of gaming and basketball. Like you said, it's ridiculous. It's like the perfect job for you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I'd say, too, like, I mean, like, I coached hoops when I was in Michigan. I coached boys AAU for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Loved it. And like that coaching piece also is a big part of this. Like I'm dealing with I'm coaching our business team, obviously. Like, we have to produce and sell sponsorships, etc.
Yeah.
But then also we have 138 players. Like I gotta have some heart-to-heart conversations every once in a while. Like these are 19, 20-year-old kids that like are professionals. They don't have they don't go through Duke and have the pressure of media and stuff like that. They come right from 0 to 1,000 miles an hour.
Right.
Like sometimes you gotta help a player with like just what they're going through and it's there's coaching to that.
Do you guys have a team for that? Like, when they come into the league, do you have like a system they have to go through? Like the NBA basically has.
Just like the NBA, we have a rookie transition program.
Cool.
They come in.
How's that? Yeah.
We do media training. We do social media training. We talk to them about like just the importance of like the importance of diversity and inclusion, the importance of like hey, you're about to live with your teammates for 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, how that's what to expect. You're not gonna always get along. Like, how do you deal with that?
Yes.
Like, just and then just like HR stuff, like just like helping them with like, hey, if you get sick, here's your benefits. Like,
yeah. That's awesome. That's dope. What a life. I mean, if you guys don't know, go look at their content on YouTube. It's definitely different. It's a different type of league. And now, I mean, you guys have implemented overseas teams now. The Chinese team.
Yep. So
Gen Z.
Last year was the first year. The Gen G Tigers of Shanghai. They have teams all across esports.
Yeah, exactly. They're like a big
Correct.
gaming team.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's what we saw. Like when we think about, we're not just like looking to sell teams to like get big checks. Like it's not about that. It's about like who can we partner with to help like grow and scale the league.
Right.
So what Gen G brought to the table was they are like literally tip of the spear in terms of player development in esports. Like they have an esports school in Seoul, Korea.
Wow.
Where they have they're teaching and they're training and they're like doing and they're like they do the whole balanced development of like you can't just game all day. Like you've got to work out, you've got to eat right.
Right.
You gotta
it's all connected. Yeah.
So we thought
Wow,
we thought they could bring that for us. To the 2K, they that's some of the value they bring to the 2K league.
Right.
In addition to obviously buying the team, but like, and they're also responsible for helping us identify talent in China.
Cool.
So like we're now in discussions with other teams about like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so the goal for us is obviously NBA teams in North America, but then also we think a European division, an Asia Pacific division like Oceania, Asia, China, etc. That's our next step.
Right.
And so Gen G was the first step of several, but it's happening. Like it's not a question of if it happens; it's gonna be when.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Have you guys ever thought of having like one of those, like doing like I know probably not, but like a tournament where let's say it's a top, you could have like a one of those like those MPBA type teams. They win a tournament against let's say I don't know an NBA 2K League team. They get to like compete in a season. That'd be insane.
I agree. So the one thing
it's hard to modify.
The one thing I think we may have done the first couple of years is we were too traditional.
Yeah.
Like we were too traditional. We went too far to the sports side,
right.
and not enough to the esports side.
Correct.
So I think over the next couple of years we are going to have like more open competition, like that type of thing. Where like we've done it on tryouts, like we've gone to and done tryouts in other countries. But like I agree with you. I think we need to, because think about it. Like if we're building a business, like. It's not good enough to have the best 150 players. Like we've actually got to appeal ourselves to the 2 million that are playing the game every day.
Correct.
So if they can feel like they can compete against one Wild Walnut or Dimes, like great, let's do it. Like,
let's see it.
So I think you'll see us do that over the next couple of years. Just like open up the competition. And like for example, like you we never got a chance to see you play against Ramo or against Mom. I'm not named.
Yeah.
So I think that's. I think you'll see that in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that would be awesome, honestly, because I know it's this is the 4th season currently.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's so early.
So early.
And there's like we talked about before we were on, the esports world is so early. You know, everything from the gaming consoles to the the way the leagues are structured, the way the esports world is structured, I think the reason why there's like so many older people who can't understand it is because it's not like this is the NFL, this is the MLB, this is the NBA. Maybe there are some lower level leagues like the G League or whatever and stuff like that, but there's nothing really structured like that yet. But it's coming, and it's a $3 billion industry last time I checked, and it's probably even grown since I've checked.
And I think too. I think when you look back at COVID, in my opinion, COVID is speeding up a lot of change.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the places that's speeding up change is gaming, streaming.
Right.
Just the way in which people consume content.
Yes.
It's totally different.
It's crazy.
Like, I mean, like, for example, like sports, like when I was, had aspirations of being on sports radio, I had to go be an intern and answer calls. Like, now I could do, you go and you're just creating your own content, creating your own show.
It's like crazy because
I definitely would have been doing what you're doing if I was in that, if it was available in that era.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always think about the times we're in, and obviously people, go back and forth like, oh, things were better then, or well, whatever. It's like, I don't know. You got to look at the beauty in some things and everything in moderation. But like, there's two pieces of gear over there: the audio and the video switcher. Boom, boom. Where Tony is right now, and we're going live. Well, not right now. We're not live, but like when we do our sports report, we're live to every streaming platform, literally, and we do it all from one little website. Shout out StreamYard. I mean, honestly, shout out StreamYard. You connect all Facebook, YouTube, everything. Yeah. You type in your subject title for like what you're talking about. Type in the bio, put it all in, the thumbnail, and you click live and you start your show. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, earlier today, here it was. I'm a executive in the NBA. Like, all of a sudden now I'm doing twice a week. I'm on IG Live doing, like, I would never have thought I would have been doing that.
Right. Like, even a year or like 2 years ago, you wouldn't think that. Like,
no,
2018
so like, earlier today, I'm on Instagram Live with Mama I'm That Man. He's one of our best players, our former MVP.
Yep.
And like, we're in two different cities. Yep. Doing an IG Live combined. Yep. And there's hundreds of people in there listening and watching. Like, I never would have thought I would have been doing that.
I know, it's insane. It's honestly
but you got to embrace
insane.
it. Like, you got to embrace change.
Exactly.
And you got to be willing to take chances. Like, I probably would have been like petrified to do that before, but like now it's like, let's do it. Let's go.
This is what it's about. And honestly, like you said, you being the like leader of this league, it's like great to have you up front there, accessible to people. Like I've been in those ones. You always the people that are in there often. You start recognizing them. You say, hey, blah, blah, blah. You always answer as many questions as you can.
We're building a community.
Yeah, literally. You are.
But all of a sudden that 200 becomes 600.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, like last night, we had, I think, like north of 700,000 people watch our broadcast at one point or another during our Twitch. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what you want. Like, I feel like COVID really helped you guys, too, because you guys got on ESPN for a little bit. Yeah. You had that, and that was like... I think that opened. There was like for gaming in general. Let's be honest. Like the kid winning in Fortnite, how much money?
Yeah.
I forgot how old he was.
I think he was like 13.
Yeah, he's winning over $1 million.
I think he won like $3 million.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And by the way, it's like Fortnite and Overwatch, etc. Like, I'm of the opinion like I don't think we're competing with each other. Like
no, you shouldn't.
I think in a lot of ways like Overwatch being legitimate or Fortnite growing in legitimacy, like that's good for us.
Yeah.
That way when I go talk to a sponsor, like. Yeah. They consider esports a real platform they should be investing in.
Yes, exactly.
So we're so early days that like I think success for everybody is a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's how I always looked at like life with friends and stuff, and now and obviously business. Like you don't need to compete. There's enough for everyone, and in your world, it's like you guys could actually help each other out a lot. The different leagues just constantly growing until you guys are just at the top.
Totally agree.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. I always thought like. How cool it would be when VR is big, and like you could strap in like in Ready Player One, and like I could like that's the like you're a 7'1" dude now, and like you're just like you know what I mean with the thing on your face, but it's crazy. I can't wait to see where it goes. Yeah, it's with the NBA 2K League especially like the game 2K too. It's funny you're here because they just released the cover for 2K22. They're so
Luka,
dope.
right?
Yep. And Dirk finally 20 something year career never on the cover. So there's like they do like
the different versions
of him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how they get you. That's That's how they get
You
you.
gotta buy everyone, dude.
No, no, those people are insane. I actually have every 2K League hard disk copy because I always get the hard disk since 2K6 with
Nice.
Shaq.
Did they always have multiple covers, like multiple versions?
No,
They have like a legendary one. They have.
Once it started
okay,
growing,
I see what
before it
you're
was just
saying.
one copy, and then like one year they had Blake Griffin, like Derrick Rose, and Kevin Durant. I think it was 2012, and they had 3 different covers, and then then they grew to the Legends Edition where you get more my points and jerseys and shoes
And then this year, and they just announced yesterday. So Candace Parker, first WNBA player ever on a 2K cover.
It's sick.
Yeah,
it's honestly 2K is like I always I have a lot of gaming friends from when I grew up, but they're not like sports gaming guys at all.
Yeah.
But then I do have obviously my only sports guys, and it's weird that they just don't understand like the sports aspect of it, the non-sports gamers. I never understood it. It's such a fun thing, like it's like something. It's like I said, it's the closest thing you could do to being almost legit like the pro-am. Oh, Tony, you would love it, dude. You get to finally be a power forward in the league.
I already am, dude.
Tony's a world-class athlete over there.
Yeah.
Thank you. All-American.
All-American rugby.
Nice.
Yeah,
I try.
he tries. But yeah, so what's next for the NBA 2K League soon? Like, I know you guys aren't playing. Wait, isn't the tournament coming up?
It's right now.
It's going on right now?
Yeah, so we're down to our last 8 teams for the turn tournament.
How much is the pool?
$260,000.
Wow.
We'll.
Wow. And they split it between the 5 of them or 6 of them? How does that work?
It's I should know this off the top of my head. I think the top 8 get money. I'd have to, it's on the website. I'd have to check.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you guys do.
But the finals, like the winning team who wins the finals on September 4th, I think it's $460,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they'll take home some serious cash.
Wow.
And I think 2 things. I think we're gonna get more involved with the general community in the future, and I think our prize money is gonna just keep getting jacked up.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get higher and higher.
I mean, that motivates people to want to try out.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's like, geez, I can make so much money. My thing with the league was like, I when I wanted to be in it, it's so funny because I met him we went to Sacred Heart together, and we did the grad program together at SHU. Shout out Sacred Heart, SEM. And I was really trying to get in there then. I was just trying to get into, I'd go get branded. I'd go market the hell out of myself. I would have been,
on a scale of 0 to 10,
worldwide.
0 to 10 scale, what did you think your chances were?
9.
Really?
Honestly.
You were very good.
I've played against like a lot of those guys, and even Chalk. He probably doesn't even remember at this point because I haven't played the last year or so, and he's so big now. But he's even giving me credit, DM me like, dude, you need to stop playing with your team and get with like legit guys because you're not gonna get noticed type stuff. And he was right, but you know what I mean? It's just like those. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm just so loyal, and I don't know. It's maybe to my own demise. Jinx. But yeah, no, I love that. That's what I always think about guys when they get in there. I'm like, why aren't you like branding the hell out of yourself? I would become,
But you also had like the Sacred Heart like education going into it. Like a lot of these guys were like literally going 18.
Well,
going from high school to
UB.
like.
It was UB. Because the first year I wasn't even I just was trying to get in the league. It's so funny. I didn't even go to school. I was just working and playing and trying to get in the league. That was crazy. It was like I didn't sleep a lot. It's a tough stretch. But then the second season, because I didn't make it, I was like, all right, I got to figure something out. You know what I mean? Like, let's get my shit together. And thank God my brother brought me to SHU. Shout out Brian Thorne. I always shout these guys out.
A lot of shout-outs today.
They're legendary
right.
people.
Yeah, good
you know what I
shout-outs.
mean? When people look after you, when people help you out, you got to shout them out, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, the league is dope. It's fun, Tony. You got to play Pro-Am soon, bud.
It's
Sure.
it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It's fine in the beginning. Like when
Yeah.
you play Pro-Am, like when you first create a team, you're like 0-0. You might get a tough comp. You might get some bumps, and then you get the flow of the game and stuff. But it definitely is a transition.
So yeah, when I first started playing, I liked being a big man.
Yeah.
Because I knew my basketball IQ was good enough where like
Yeah.
I could rebound, I could block shots, I could contribute.
Hedge and
Yeah,
protect the
yeah,
paint.
yeah,
I know, it's sick.
I knew exactly. I knew positional defense.
Yes.
So like, but then now I feel more comfortable like playing wherever. But
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is? It's getting comfortable with the stick skills. Like
Totally.
you develop more and more as you play. You get more time. You get more. Once you memorize one thing, it's over. Like you've got it. You've done it multiple times now. You've done another one and another one.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just
Stack.
it's like you're actually like working on your like
100%.
skills, and then you're like, okay, now I know how to do everything. Basically,
Totally agree.
It's crazy. It's really cool, and it's cool that you understand that as a parent. You know what I mean? Like, because not many parents nowadays, obviously, it's
I
different.
think more parents are
Nowadays,
yeah.
but like when we were growing
But not
up,
many
I feel
parents
like
work in esports.
yeah, true. That's true. It's like, how could you be like, no, you can't play video games
exactly.
ever?
Be a little hypocritical.
Yeah, completely. No, it's cool though. Parents, take after him. All right, let your kids play video games.
I wouldn't go that far.
But yeah, so one question we like to ask is, I mean, if there's anything else you want to add about the NBA 2K League right now too.
No.
Do you have any questions, Tony? By the way?
I don't think so off
Yeah.
the top of my head. No,
You
I
always
mean,
get so quiet on these shows.
I like to focus,
I know. Usually
over here, man.
When we started, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think the big transition we got coming up soon is we're gonna go do like more international competition because like it's hard. Like if you live in Australia, you can't compete with the North American players because
Time zone.
Because not just time zone, the servers. Like you're playing on delays.
Yeah.
And at the elite level, like
You can't have that.
You can't have
I
that.
know.
So like now, if we can have competition like in Australia, in Europe, and like and let them compete, and then fly them over,
Right.
and have them compete against like the 2K League teams and players, that's a game changer. Like
That is.
I think we're gonna engage a like sleeping giant of an audience because like listen, ever since the Dream Team in '96, like basketball is a massive global sport.
Yeah.
So like I think this is like I think we're gonna tap into a monster, and I think
Yeah.
we're just scratching the surface. And that's I will say like that's fun. Like
Yeah.
it's fun to like be on the front end of that.
and grow it, right?
Yeah.
That's I know. I feel like the growth is going to be the best part, and then when you guys get to that top, because basketball is probably besides soccer, I mean, the most worldwide sport.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Is it safe to say now? Because it's ridiculous.
Well,
how
in video
quick it's
gaming too,
grown.
like the NBA 2K is the biggest, most popular, most sold game in North America. Sometimes people think Madden is.
Yeah,
It's actually, no.
I was gonna say there's no way.
2K is.
Yeah.
But globally, FIFA is.
Yeah.
And 2K is second.
Right, there's your answer.
Yeah.
That's literally your answer right there,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna stay the same, I think.
Well, I mean,
grow.
so we're hopeful that we can
Yeah,
surpass.
yeah. I know, right? Yeah, exactly. I know. Maybe one day. Who knows? Basketball has grown so much, like you said, since that team, and who knows where it's going to go in the next 20 years.
But the cool thing is, like a lot of those brands in Europe, like Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, they
Yeah.
like Real Madrid, like they have a basketball team too.
Well, oh, that's right. Yeah, in the
like-
Spanish EuroLeague.
That's where Luka played.
Yeah, wow.
So
That's
yeah,
true. So they could get esports teams.
Totally.
That's
So
what you're
I
thinking.
think that's part of our future.
That's awesome. That'd be sick. It just opens up so many like just opportunities, honestly.
Yeah, and listen, the NBA has 13 offices around the world.
Yeah.
Like they're dying for us to have teams over in Europe. Our London office is like, yes, we would
Yeah.
love to have teams over here we can actually get behind and get and market. Like, so yeah, I think we have there's so much low hanging fruit. Like,
Yeah.
my biggest challenge is like I get so excited when I hire somebody new. Because like all of a sudden we can do 4 or 5 more things.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I mean, my team is so overworked right now. Like it's ridiculous.
And that's why I'm saying that like those other jobs will create opportunity for more people. Like the other teams adding in will just create more job opportunities. I'm trying to say.
So we hired for the first time about 6 months ago. We hired our first ever former 2K League player.
Oh wow, who?
So Ching Singh, he goes by the name. His real name is Anmol Singh, but he used to go by Ching Singh. He was on Heat Check Gaming. He was on Bucks Gaming, but like obviously elite player.
Yeah.
And he was like a sixth man.
Yeah.
So we had an open position. He's crazy well educated. Like,
Yeah.
So we brought him on. He's adding so much value.
Right, because
to
he
our
was like
group.
in the trenches.
He knows stuff that like I might assume some stuff. Like he just knows it.
Yeah.
He knows. So he's been a cool addition.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we usually ask people, because a book that has influenced my life has been The Alchemist. It's a great personal journey type book. And we always ask, what's a book that has like influenced you? Are you reading a book currently? That's another question you could do.
I am actually. A good friend of mine who's just resigned as the CEO of the Sixers.
Oh wow.
Scott O'Neill. He wrote a book called Be Where Your Feet Are. And the whole point is like
Be what your feet are?
Be where your feet
Where
are.
your feet are.
And the whole point of the book is this idea of like work-life balance. And he's like, listen, you know, it's not about balance. It's about like whenever you're home, be present. Like put your phone away. Like totally be all about your family. When you're at work, be all about work. And so it's all about being where your feet are. Like wherever you are, be present.
I like that.
And so I am reading that right now. It's a challenge for me. Like sometimes I gotta be careful. I gotta put my phone away. And,
Yeah.
Engage.
Be where your feet are.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There he is. There's Tony. There's his
So
contributing.
that one, and then I also this other cool book. I've read like 6 of this guy's books. His name's Pat Lencioni. He's all about like people management in business, and he wrote this book called The 5 Dysfunctions of Team. And it's all about like the problems that come about when you're coaching a team, a business team. And so the guy's a brilliant. He always like he does, he like takes every lesson he's trying to teach and he puts it into like a fictional business setting.
Oh, cool.
And it's like always like 150 pages, easy to read. Like it's an amazing.
Oh, I like that.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I can share some of your books.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
I would love that.
He's awesome.
And then also, what is some advice you would give to a young you or someone that's like you, growing up right now that's like going through life? We always ask that. What's some advice you would give a young person?
The one thing someone convinced me of, and like I've been following it, is bet on yourself. Is like, and I will say like, so when I moved from Long Island to Fairfield right before freshman year, I was furious. Like I had tons of friends going to high school. Like I was ready to go to high school, ready to go to a new adventure with all my friends.
Yeah.
I moved here and didn't know a soul. Like went to high school, freshman year of high school, like first day, like didn't know anybody, getting on a bus with a bunch of strangers who all knew each other.
Yeah.
And so like I was so angry at my dad for doing that.
Yeah.
But it also made me realize like I could do it.
Yeah.
And so so first day of college, I was more comfortable.
Right.
Like, and then so I felt like when I went from the Pistons to the Bucks to the Hornets to the Hawks, like I always felt like it was a new challenge, and I was confident that I could bet on myself and do it. And so it allowed me to like take steps in my career that if I had just kind of stayed on the straight and narrow path, I may not have ever achieved it.
Yeah.
And frankly, like even this, like I was in a really great role at the NBA. Like I could have stayed on track and like, I was a senior vice president, like, on team marketing and business. Like it was a great job. This was a big risk.
Yeah.
Like,
huge.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, like I think all of those previous times, like what's the downside?
I know.
Like betting on yourself, like you're doing this. Like you could go get a job somewhere,
Yeah.
like, and get a 9-to-5 job, like
Right.
get a great education, but like taking a chance on yourself and like I think your passion will come through.
Yeah.
And it'll make you better at it.
Yeah.
And number 2, like you just enjoy life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know, and it's that's what people don't get. You have such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You
Like
really do.
our players, like I'm dealing with like 20-year-old, players that like they're teaching me about like taking chances on themselves. Like
Yeah.
I'm learning like what 20-year-olds think right now. And
Yeah.
like it's I'm 47 years old. Like
Yeah.
it's like I'm like a parent to a lot of them. Like
Right,
it's
I
like,
know.
I'm offering advice at times.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of them are like, yeah, whatever, man. Like
Yeah.
just do what you do.
Yeah.
But no, I would say, yeah, betting on myself is the biggest thing I would tell somebody younger about early on in their career.
I love it. Well, Brendan, I think that's it. What do you think, Tony?
Tony, we
about
need
right.
your voice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So join us.
He's like,
Tony, tell me,
Yeah.
I'm
boy.
dying to see your guys' show about because I will say the biggest need right now in the content world is there's so many streaming services,
Right.
And no one knows what to watch.
Right.
That's why we created Screen Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the reason. honestly.
I'm a big believer in that concept.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check it out.
What would you put him on to right now?
Like what show?
Or movie?
Maybe I should tell you like the last 5 shows
Yes,
I've watched, and
yes.
then
Okay,
or maybe
yeah.
3.
Yes.
And you can tell me what I should be looking at.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So my 3 of my favorites: Peaky Blinders. I did watch what's the one we were just talking about?
Narcos.
Narcos. So maybe I have a violence issue. And then
That's funny.
Oh, the one I just mentioned earlier, the F1
Formula One racing.
It's speed, Need for Speed or something. I forget what it was, but it's a show about F1, like behind the scenes. It's amazing, so well done. So those are the last three I'm probably onto right now.
All right. I mean, have you seen?
And then stupidly, I love The League.
Oh, great show.
Oh, okay.
But that's like from
No, but yeah, I think
good.
you, like more of the first three. It's tough, bud. Here you go.
I mean, that is tough. Yeah. I
You
mean,
are
did
the
you,
host.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Breaking Bad's amazing.
Have you seen
and
Ozarks?
some Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
oh,
yeah.
so great.
Ozark, amazing.
Are they coming back with another season?
They are.
They are.
The fourth season.
The final one.
The final season they're
Thank
coming out
God,
with.
because they paused it or stopped it for a second.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
they're back, which is
Right.
great.
And the other one coming out in a few weeks is Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Have you
Wow.
seen that one?
I've seen the trailer for it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it does. It looks great. But if you're looking for a movie, honestly, me and my roommate watched this movie called Unhinged recently. It's on Amazon Prime.
I've seen it.
Oh, you saw it?
It's Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the ball here.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
What about
yeah.
Black Summer?
Dang.
On Netflix.
I don't know that one.
It's like, I would say it's a way better, what's that zombie show?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
So I'm not a zombie guy.
It's not,
But everyone says it's not about zombies.
It's not.
It's about the human experience.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
funny. So yeah, you should check that one out.
I will.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's like literally it. Yeah. I know.
You should be giving us recommendations.
I'm telling you,
I should be on that show. Man, I'm probably more valuable on that show. Than
Yeah,
this one.
no,
Seems like it.
We do that we air it every Tuesday and Thursday for that. But that's funny.
Well, you know
Loki.
why? Because on the train, if I have to like turn off my phone and not do emails for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
I like watching shows on Netflix or whatever
Yeah.
on the train. I'll check it out. And
Yeah.
I should have my my AirPods in. And just,
Do it's a Disney Plus show, so you gotta have that. But
Loki.
Loki.
It's amazing.
and my son's a huge Disney
He'll
Marvel
love it.
guy too. Like we watch a little bit of Winter Soldier.
Yep.
So I got to check out Loki.
Have
He's all fired up. He saw what was
Black Widow?
Black Widow.
He saw it?
He said
Ooh,
it
I
was
heard it was
amazing.
really
oh,
good, too.
we gotta go see
You
that.
gotta see it.
And then he's all fired up for Space Jam 2.
Oh,
Came out today. 16th.
Well, it came out in the movie theaters today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was available on some streaming service, I thought, too.
True, but did you
Yeah.
have to pay on whatever?
If it's on Disney, is it on
So-
Disney?
I don't know.
Paramount, maybe.
Paramount.
What they're doing now is because like now, even though that movies are open, they're still
Yeah.
like premiering them on whatever
I
streaming
love.
service,
Yeah.
which is great. But then they're like, even though you already
do you get-
subscribe to this, you have to pay an extra $30
I don't
for
mind
this movie.
though. Like I'd rather pay $20 or whatever for like a first run movie. Like I think it's kind
Yeah.
of cool.
I would just go to the movies at that point.
True. Yeah.
I do enjoy, especially
The experience,
I
the
could
cinematic
say
adventure.
this: if it's like F9, I wish we could have just watched it at one of our cribs.
No,
Not honestly.
But the theater though, for like a show like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
F9
it was horrible. Fast and the
No,
Furious 9. It was
horrific
horrible.
horrific
Oh,
movie.
it was so bad. It was
Yeah.
horrible. Worst movie. Vin
But you
Diesel.
know
Well, I
what?
mean,
Stop.
generally speaking, the 9th edition in a series is not. It's,
Right.
It's,
What are we
you're-
doing?
You're
Yeah,
running
what are
through
we
a lot of the
doing?
same stuff.
You have no we went in with the worst expectations and they exceeded them massively.
Yeah, literally.
But like I'd rather have not wasted all that time and money
Right.
and just sat at the house and just watched it
But
there.
you know what? Honestly, if I was watching it on my couch, I probably would have turned it off.
I don't think so.
I would have finished it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually, I was like contemplating. I was debating with him.
He was,
Like,
telling,
dude,
he
I
was
was
asking me
telling
to
him
walk
we should
out.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
let's just
yeah.
go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's just get out of here.
I haven't been back to a theater yet. I love the theater.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too. The whole
it's so
experience
much
is just
fun.
fun.
And I even like I remember when I was young in my 20s, like if you ever like left work early, like I used to love. I'd go see movies by myself.
Yeah, me
I-
too.
I literally say that all the time.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone there.
No.
I love the theater experience.
Yeah.
Are
No.
you into DC as well as Marvel?
Yeah.
Did you see Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League?
Is that recent?
Yeah, a month or two ago.
yeah.
Oh,
maybe?
then no, I have not.
2 months max.
Yeah.
I would recommend it if you have like 4.5 hours. Because it's actually 4 hours 12 minutes. maybe?
Streaming or theater?
It's HBO Max. So
Awesome.
I don't know if you saw the first Justice League, but this one does it way better justice.
Yeah, because the first one, funny.
Oh, I just watched. What did I just watch on HBO Max? It was Mayor of Easttown
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard
Haven't
about
seen it.
that.
with
I haven't seen it.
It's good, very good, very good.
But I would recommend Zack Snyder's Justice League is much more violent. You know, you're talking about violence and stuff. It's
I
definitely
have a problem
darker
there.
and more
Apparently.
violent, and there's cursing and stuff, and it's just gore, a little gore and stuff. It's good.
It's good.
But
You know,
it
what,
is-
you know what I
it's
didn't
lengthy.
know? I heard somebody say it the other day. Is that The Godfather, well, greatest, if not the greatest movie of all time, one of, 1 and 2. They didn't curse. There's not a single curse.
Really?
It's
Is
a
that
mob movie that they didn't curse.
I think that sounds about. I can't recall.
Someone said that in
specifically.
Godfather. There's not a single curse, and I didn't
Wow.
know that. I assumed there were.
Yeah. I mean, they're Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They
I'm
do-
not
yeah,
saying it wasn't
they do
violence.
way
Again,
worse. They
I'm
get
going back to my
violence.
violence issue that I
Yeah.
apparently have.
No, it's so funny you mentioned that because I'm obsessed with Junior Gotti, John Gotti Jr.
Yeah.
I just watched the 60 Minute for the first time the other
Really?
day. I'm
Great interview.
handsome as ever. Handsome as ever. He like honestly, I think that whole Italian mafia early days things is so interesting, and I think first of all, have you seen Gotti with John Travolta?
Yeah.
Not my favorite thing. I watched the 60 Minutes so you could see the scenes he's talking about, but I don't know. I think they could have done it a little differently, but they need to make a movie. Anybody out there about Junior? Just call it Junior. About John Gotti Jr., the son. I want to know the whole thing. I want to see it from his perspective.
So if that's what you're looking for, like, so obviously, if you like that, you like The Sopranos.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it either.
Tony
No.
hasn't either. We got to
Yeah,
see it. So that's like the
And by the way, they're coming out with a new
Yes.
one where Tony
son-
Soprano's like the
Saints of
junior
Newark.
experience.
Yes.
and his son. Yeah, you're right. Actually, and
James
his-
Gandolfini's son is playing Tony Soprano.
Yeah. He's,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I think Mark or Matt
Oh,
Gandolfini.
okay, that's
is
pretty
his
cool. I
name.
didn't know that part.
Yeah, it
But
looks
I saw the trailer. It looked
That's his
amazing.
son.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't pick up
great.
on the sun piece.
That's his
Yeah.
son. It's crazy. I love it.
I know, it's great.
This is great. You got to come on Screen Time sometime.
Apparently, yeah.
Honestly, you have to,
Honestly,
yeah.
like if you're just like bored on a Thursday night or Tuesday night, come by. Honestly,
or
we
even
can
call
set it
in
up.
if you wanna leave
yeah,
your couch.
you can call in
Let's
too.
do it, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
FaceTime in. It makes it nice. Like
I was with friends recently, and I said, I'm like, this is a huge need. Like, somebody's got to like condense all the content. It's just-
That's what
it's
we
so
do.
much content.
and we game at the end, and it's like blocked off. It's like
Yeah.
we segment it, so it's
Okay.
like A block, B block, C block, just so like news. That like we said, like we also did biggest flops that we actually like.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the third block, C block, is
Mario
gaming.
Kart.
Mario Kart.
Specifically, yeah, that's what we
yeah.
did.
Right now we've been starting, but we're like developing it.
Listen,
yeah.
but you talk about the full circle. You talk about the 2K League being like in its nascent stages, early stages. Like, you guys, man, I'm telling you, this concept is in its early stages. I'm excited to see where you guys
Thanks.
take it.
Thanks. And honestly,
too.
like, yeah, I know us too. Honestly, it's every day is just we say it all the time. It's just so fun to come here and do this
Yeah.
because we're all doing it together and
Yeah.
we genuinely care about each other. It's just so fun and
For the most part.
yeah, except for the most part, and we're growing, and it's dope. I know that I have to appreciate the growth process, even though like there are some hard times. You know what I mean? There
Yeah.
are bumps and roads, but it's like,
Enjoy the journey.
yeah, I be present.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like, cause I one time when I was in the restaurant industry, I remember it was like when they make fun of me here so
Not
much.
a day goes by when he references the restaurant industry. When I was in the industry.
Some sound should go off.
You can learn a lot from the industry.
Oh my goodness.
I
The
remember
phrase that pays.
I remember being at local, and I was just like up top.
You
and
worked
I'm
at
like-
local?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, wow. I was looking around. I'm like, this is gonna be one day. Everyone here that I've been working with, because it was like at a time where it was like the core people I started
Yeah,
there with.
yeah.
I was like, everyone's gonna be gone, like everyone. And like, I was like, the next thing I do, which was shoe, I'm gonna really enjoy it, like every part of it. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what exactly was gonna go on, but here we are. This was a great show, honestly.
Cool.
We've done this before too.
We did it at Shoe.
At shoe.
The night of the esports class.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was so. Yeah.
We got into it more here.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was
good.
better. Honestly, this was way more
In-depth.
relaxed and in depth and chill.
Cool.
I look back on that one, I was like, wow, I was so stiff.
Dude,
Really?
I'm telling you, and that's why people over at Shoe love you. Like, your passion and like it's contagious.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I mean, they're so mean to me that it's nice that someone compliments me.
Yeah, I got to fill your bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll
Thank
empty
you.
it after I leave.
No, literally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Pour it right out.
right out.
Oh,
Especially
man.
him. He is the one. You did it again. All right, so I mean, that's it. I mean, I think that's it, and we're definitely gonna have him on Screen Time. whether it's via Zoom or in studio again.
Whatever. It's super close.
I know.
in Fairfield.
All right, yeah, that you say less. You could come anytime. But yeah, guys, where can people? Thank you. Where can people find you? For like social media.
Yeah,
his Twitter's. I feel like your spot.
So it's funny, I shouldn't have done this. So my title's changed now. So I'm president of the 2K League.
Oh wow!
But my Twitter handle is the only reason I say this. I'm 2K League MD.
Yes, and it's so classic. It's so classic. You got to change it, all right?
So, but you can't because I'll lose my check mark if I change my name.
What Twitter?
Yeah.
Can you not?
Well, I'm
do
sure
that?
there's probably someone to do it, but like I was told like if you change it on your own, you lose your check mark.
You like just tell Adam Silver and he'll make the call to Twitter CEO himself and be like, "Hey, my guy needs
Yeah,
this."
he probably could.
Yeah,
But,
I know.
but yeah, so 2K League MD, and then I'm working on my Instagram game is pretty weak right now. I gotta work on my Instagram.
Yeah,
stuff.
do it. You gotta
IG Live.
I'm trying. I did the IG live
photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I did a little bit of Twitter Spaces, but that stuff it doesn't live on. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I don't love.
I don't like it either. IGT Live. Sorry,
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Is definitely way better. I don't like that you can't go live from like here, for example, to IG.
Yeah.
Or with IG. It would be so awesome.
I agree. So we're figuring out. We got a TikTok channel going now
Yeah.
too. But just like,
Do that YouTube idea.
The
Hard Knocks.
Yeah. So NBA 2K League.com.
Yeah.
And then all NBA 2K League everything. You just go. It's every possible platform. We're there.
Follow them. They're always posting all the time. I still have my notifications on for the Twitter NBA 2K League. They always see it like when we're driving or like they'll look at my phone. They'll see it pop up.
I don't look at your phone.
Yeah, you
Make me
do.
sound weird.
You're always,
like,
you're always looking at my
looking
phone.
at your phone.
Quit checking his phone out.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. Scram. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, man. No, I just in general, I love being here. Good meeting all of you.
Yeah, no, we're definitely having you
course.
back. Honestly,
I would
for
love
screen
to.
time specifically, and then we'll set up an Xbox and we'll play 2K.
Yeah, you want
It'll be PS5. I'll bring it over.
Okay, fine.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. I can play any console, honestly.
I don't know. Mike might break it.
No way.
Ooh, every time I bring out my Switch over here,
He's such a fibber.
cringe a little
You
bit.
are a fibber.
I don't know, dude.
Brendan.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Always a pleasure.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We love you guys. Peace.
Thanks.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.